Welcome to Destiny Dawn Designs, where today we're going to be making a pajama set that costs under $5 using a $2.50 fleece throw from Walmart and a $1.68 cami. Here is a list of supplies that you will need to complete this simple project. Now let's get down to business. First step is to spread your fabric all the way out. For $2.50, this is a lot of fabric. So spread it all the way out, and now we're going to begin to fold it the way we need in order to cut it. Now, if you're tall or thin, you would fold your fabric in half lengthwise, and then you would make another fold back toward the middle of the quilt. Make sure that's a nice crease, pinch in the middle, and flip. So now you should have 2 creases on this side and 2 open sides on this side. But I am not thin. I'm a bit on the full figured side. So I'm going to fold my quilt in half widthwise. So I'm going to take the shortest part of the blanket and crease it in the middle, just like I've done here. Let me spread that out. And as you can see, I have both of my open ends in front of me. So I'm going to fold one back. So you see I have this crease right here. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one. Pinch and flip so that both folded ends are facing me and the open end is facing away from me. Now for this, you're going to need a pair of your own pants. They can be pajama pants that you already own, or they can be any pants that you have. If the pants fit you snug, make sure that you cut at least 2 or 3 inches away from the pants. Now, you fold your pants in half towards the back so that you have this curved part sticking out there. Now, you're going to make sure that when your pants are on the fabric, that it is aligned correctly. Make sure that the hip part is facing the 2 folds that should be facing towards you, and align the edges together. This is important. Make sure everything is straightened out, because this curve right here is very important. Make sure everything is straightened out. Your open sides are on that side. Now you're going to cut all the way around the fabric. Leave a couple of inches at the bottom and a couple of inches at the top for a hem and a part where you would either put your drawstring or your elastic. Now you cut all the way around the fabric, taking care that when you reach the middle where that curved pointy piece is, that you follow along those lines. Those are important. Now that you're done cutting, you can remove your pants, and you have 2 pieces that look exactly like this, okay? Now here's an important step. Make sure you pin from the top of that angled piece to the bottom of your pant leg. I like to use a green pin where I'm going to start sewing and a red pin where I'm going to stop. You don't have to do that, but it's just something that I've been doing and I keep doing. So make sure that you pin all the way down the leg, and from the curved part up, leave that open. Don't pin that. Just pin from the top of that point down. This is my old sewing machine, a limited edition Project Runway machine that I got from Walmart. I like to use these big spools with my regular sewing machine because it saves me a lot of money on thread. What you do, plop it into a cup next to your machine and thread your machine how you usually would. I'm going to be using my overlock machine, or SERGER, for the bulk of the construction of these pants. It gives you a sturdier seam and it makes it go that much faster. If all you have is a sewing machine, that's just fine. Just use either a 1/4 inch or a 5/8 inch seam allowance for your pant. As you can see, I've sewn all the way down the line that I had pinned. I did tape that part, but I can't find the video. So on both sides, you will sew from that pointed part down to the bottom of your leg. And this part right here is not sewn. And now we are nearly halfway done. So what you're gonna do at this point in the game is to take one pant leg and flip it right side out. Okay, so now we have one leg right side up, right side out. As you can see, we can see the right side of the seam, not the where we sewed it at. And the other leg is still wrong side out, so we can see where we sewn. So this is what we're going to do next. So now you're going to take your right side out leg and you're going to stuff it into your wrong side out leg. Stuff it in. I'm pulling it through, and we're going to match up both the top parts. Start by your mid seam of your crotch area, match those two up, and then you're going to pin all along the sides, all the way around. Once you have that pin, take it to your machine to sew. Now this is how you're going to pin everything around with the crotch seams matching, sew it all the way around. Once you do that, this is what you're gonna have left. This is your top part right here that you're gonna fold over to put in your drawstring or your elastic. I think I'm gonna do a drawstring because I use all the elastic on my kids. So we're gonna sew all the way around there with the sewing machine. Let's go do that now. Now to make your drawstring, I used the rest of the fabric I had left and cut 2 strips off of this. They were probably roughly about 1 inch wide, and I took these 2 strips and I tied them together so that there was a knot in the middle and cut off the excess. Now what you're going to do, cut 2 slits in the front of your pants to feed the drawstring through. You're going to put a safety pin on one end and just kind of feed it through and work it around. So how you do this is you're going to take a safety pin, stick it on the end of your drawstring. Find your first hole on one side, stick this through, and then you're just kind of gonna push and pull under the fabric until you can work it all the way around. There's actually a tool for this, but this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna work this all the way around until I get to this other hole that I made and pull it through there. Just a sec. Okay, with the help of a little iMovie magic, we have been able to work our safety pin out the other side of our fabric. So, like any other drawstring pants, you see we have 2 strings on the sides. Now, what we're gonna do is take the safety pin out and double knot both ends of our drawstring. That way we know it's not gonna come through either one of those holes. Now, if you wanna cut this excess off, you can, but I tend to like that. Here go the other end. I'm gonna double knot and make sure I pull my knot pretty tight. And now we can try them on. Okay, now at this point you're pretty much done. These are the bottom of my pants. I chose to just serge around the whole bottom. Now if you wanted to cuff these, all you would have to do is fold again. That looks like it's about a 1/4 inch, and just stitch all the way around on both legs. Simple enough. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to. These are nice, comfy pajamas. Now let's see what they look like on. At this point, you can either add heat transfer to your cami top that matches your pajamas, or you could just leave it blank. I decided to add something to the top of mine. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial, and I hope you are able to use this to possibly better your sewing skills and turn it into something that'll make you money.